Here's Jackie in Surf City, New Jersey. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing this afternoon, Russ?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, except, I got my health insurance renewal in the mail. Oh. And I'm sure that you're aware that December 15th is that deadline that's coming up. But I guess my real question is, I'm talked to my friends. I've looked at my own health insurance increase of 32%. I've added up all the numbers, and it's approaching $19,000 for catastrophic coverage, which means, of course, you get very high deductibles and out-of-pocket expenses and so forth. Do you see that President Trump will actually be able to circle back around to this and have any success in, giving working families relief?
This is a big, big deal. It was maybe 2-3 weeks ago when I found the next scheduled price increases for people that get their insurance at healthcare.gov, the Obamacare website. And I found some examples where people are going to be paying, not even for catastrophic, Jackie, $40,000 a year or $20,000, $30,000 a year. This is obscene. This is as much as half of what people earn gross. They can't afford to use it because the deductibles are so high. They can't afford to buy it, but then there's trouble in the law if they don't buy it. The thing about Jackie, this is exactly what Obamacare was designed to do. It was designed to implode like this so that people would clamor for the government, somebody to come in and fix it. And that meant take it over and turn everything put everybody under Medicare or go single payer or what have you. Now, Obamacare is still the law of the land. Despite all this talk about repealing and replacing it, it is still the law of the land. More insurers are pulling out. That means fewer choices. And whether they're going to be able to circle back to this, something is going to have to happen because it is going to implode. And it may not be the worst thing to happen if it implodes without somebody standing in the wings ready to nationalize it, because something's got to return this to market forces to get prices down to where they're halfway affordable and where there's some semblance of competition in the whole industry.
Well, you're certainly so right, because, it's one of those things. It's like you can't live with it. You can't live without it. If you try to live without it, if you have a catastrophic illness, you talk about people losing homes at this point. Again, I really hope that our president is successful. I hope that both aisles will come to some sort of understanding, although at this point I'm not sure if I'm really hopeful about that.
One of the problems here, and you may think this is poo-pooing it, but it really isn't. Human nature is a powerful thing. The people you're talking about on both sides of the aisle, they don't have to pay for their own.
No, they don't.
They exempt themselves from all this. So they're not faced with the same, you could call it suffering or challenges or what have you. But this is, it's cheaper. It would be cheap. Health treatment doesn't cost what the insurance costs other than catastrophic. But if you're talking about normal, everyday, every month health care, a checkup here, a checkup there, the insurance costs so much than the treatment, it is silly to buy it unless the law mandates that you buy it, which it does.
And you just made a great point, because I did write to both of my U.S. senators, and I did write to my representative, and not one of them responded.
They don't know what to say. I mean, there have been half-baked efforts to fix this, but a lot of them don't want to, Jackie, because now it's an entitlement. And they don't want to take away an entitlement because they think that people, recipients of entitlements, look at it all as free. The time to have done this, was when they first gave this thing a shot in the first 6 months. I actually think Trump should have done tax cuts first and then this, but they said, well, no, we can't afford tax cuts. We can't pay for tax cuts unless we fix Obamacare. Well, that's turned out to be not true, isn't it? They're doing tax cuts without having changed anything about health care. So all that talk about, well, we can't do tax cuts first because we have to come up with the money for tax cuts from cutting health care. It's all a bunch of spunk. I know this is panic time for a lot of people. You see these premiums as people are renewing. It's absurd. It's a joke. It looks like a joke. The actual treatment that you would need in a day-to-day, month-to-month basis costing so much more than the insurance itself makes no sense at all.